Hello, everybody. Um, this is the astrology report for the next week. But kind of like a few things. First is the energy, the shifts that comes in. It all depends on you, how you're taking them, why you're taking them. About like 1 hour ago, I was watching Life of V, um, and I had a phone call. And the phone call was about well, the energy. I kind of like feel like this energy is kind of like a makes me internal bliss, peace. Like I don't need nobody in. And this is the union energy of Mars and Venus that goes on right now. That is about you to unite your feminine with your masculine. If you watch the post on the Facebook that I did about the screenshot of today, you will see what I was saying there in the post. It is about the relationships, but the relationships between who with you and what. You have a relationships. You have a lot of relationships. You have a relationships with friends, with relatives, with kids. You have a relationship with the partner. You have a relationship with work. You have a relationship with the universe, with God. It is what it is. But how you gonna get the better relationships in you is when you basically understand the both sides of the realm, the both sides of positive, the negative, the black and the white. I made a few quotes, postings today. I was talking about the positive, the negative when they come together, but they have to coexist because in the universe, for it, in the universe as you see it here on the screen, that it's on this site, you see that wormhole hole that the universe is created, but all that is the universe is created for one giant, massive black hole that all of a sudden exploded. Um, so what happens is the darkness consumes the light. But what happens to the light? The light goes inside the black hole and collects there, begins there, and stays there. More light comes in, the more light comes in. And then all of a sudden, the light inside of it, from inside, it blows and breaks that shell out of the magnetic gravitations of the black hole. And from the rotations, because it's a fast speed, of that rotations, the material it's coming out, it's blowing everywhere. It just creates galaxies, creates things, and that's what if you look at it and watching the spiral galaxies, they're created by that spin, same like the Milky Way. It's the same thing inside of you. Those are universal principles and gravitations. That's what comes in astrology. The astrology is looking at the stars and creates the logic of what's going on. But in gravitational astrology that I do, um, also using this analysis of the gravitation, how it reflects on us. And this is why that this planets, when they comes in a specific configurations, we see this. We see the change within the people, and we get the confirmations for it. I will be like to say thank you for everyone watching the channel. Thank you so much, and appreciate it. But look inside of you during this period right now, because we are going to learn this union energy of Mars and Venus together, because it's going to be a time when we have to perform that energy. See, first thing we feel, then we learn, we accept, and then we perform. You need to understand without actions, you basically didn't learn anything. You didn't feel anything. It's like nothing happened. It is what it is. Yeah, I was pounded today about two people One was on Facebook, and she's like, "Dio, that it is what it is makes you a dangerous man." Um, my roommate here, Nuri, he's like, "Dio, you should have not explained it is what it is in so much depth because people are using it. That's dangerous." But if you look at it, it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't change what it is. You might feel, you might want, you might need, you might ask, you might whatever. But it is what it is. And if you feel these energies of Mars and Venus coming in together, it is what it is. Might as well you enjoy it. But if you have internal fights inside of you with that energy, as a another astrologer, Carpaccio said, you better take off 2 weeks vacation. I think so. His suggestion was kind of like okay, on that point for it. But as Mars and Venus coming together, we are going to have one period when the moon is going to join them, and that's going to be your focus. Like it or not, you are going to feel that. You are really going to feel it within you. So let me begin with the charts. So this is right now the situation. Mars and Venus are together. We have this beautiful trine with Uranus. Voila, we are in peace. The moon is in Libra, perfect balance in the relationships. We have these divine connections between the moon and Uranus, and everything feels good, good, and great. Right? We're enjoying this internal peace to find the peace. We're learning this energy. We're getting this message. As you see it here, we are having this 18, 19 degrees of Mars and Venus. Right now, Venus is kind of like a little bit behind. But if you been watching my astrology reports, we see the emotions, we see the vibes. That is the moon. The moon is before Venus. And these emotions that you have about relationships, it is about to find the relationships within you, within your own self. Relationships about you with yourself, about your kids, you and yourself with about your partner, you and yourself. But what is yourself? Your higher self, your better version. As I stated today, um, the manipulation and inspiration, they're the both sides of the one coin named change. See, the manipulations, you can ruin your life with this. You can have everything in this life that you want. But if you're still using manipulations, guess what? You're always not gonna be happy. You're always is not gonna be complete. If you use the inspiration, you can inspire other people. People can do things. They can be creative things. But if people don't create the things, guess what? Change doesn't happen. Still, it's not good enough. But when you unite them together and you see the problems from the one to the other, then you will be able to solve the things. You will understand that you are the seed between the light and the dark. That's it. You are the seed. Okay? You grow as a seed from a flower. The seed came down to the ground. It got buried into the ground, went to the darkness, got nurtured in there. It's the same thing like the light goes into the black hole, and then you bloom. You bloom as a seed. You begin to have a roots, and then you come out, you sprout, and guess what? You become the flower. It's the same thing with the black hole. Blows out, creates a world, creates a galaxy, and creates a planet, and all of a sudden there is a life on this planet. That's how we are. It is what it is. Like it or not, it is what it is. So those energies will apply to you. But that relationship, it has to be understood from deep, from the inside. So tomorrow, that energy is gonna be a little bit more confusing, aggravated. Why? You're going to have the visions about the today's energies or tomorrow's energies about you. You're gonna look at this energy a little bit different way. Your triggers will come up. Your restrictions, your limitations will come up. They will be triggered. Okay? Your surroundings gonna be triggered. And then you're gonna look at it, maybe these people, they reflect my life. I'm not happy. Maybe these other situations, they created this. I'm not happy. Maybe at work, I didn't know how to have relationships. I'm not happy. But it's their fault, not mine. Really? How about, did you ever look inside of yourself? That's what this energy is about. You to look inside of yourself. As you see it, we are going to have a trine between the moon and Libra and the sun and Aquarius. That is going to be this beautiful tiny connections with your intuition and your ego, so you can reflect on yourself of what's going on with all those processes that comes in about all sort of relationships. And of course, you have this. We are having this square between the moon with Mars and Venus. Is like, no, no, no. This cannot be. This is too much. You're gonna opposing this, but that it is up there in the sky. It is what it is. So Monday, we are having the moon coming into a Scorpio. That's gonna be the day and the time that you going as a seed into the underworld, into the darkness, going into the black hole, the rabbit hole, however you want to call it. And we are going to have this T square with Mercury. What are you going to tell yourself, or what are you going to tell others? Do you catching yourself? You've been telling yourself for a very long time the same things over and over to excuse yourself from accountability, responsibility, and or you didn't pay attention. That was you, the problem. You. You are the problem. And we are having this trine stores Jupiter and Neptune. Neptune, it's and Jupiter, it's connecting us to Uranus. So if we outgrow, we are out past this inner fights within ourselves. We outgrow this part. It's like, okay, I need to fix me. I understand. It's my problem, my situation, my stuff. Let me look at it different way. Maybe I need to talk to someone. Maybe I need to reach a hand. Maybe I need to see with the other side. If it's true that it's I am the problem, if it's true that I am blind, and this visions, these clarifications of Neptune towards the moon and Scorpio, I mean, we're talking about emotions here, okay? It's a water sign, so if you feel like your emotions are or weaken or so, don't use this sting of Scorpio or dive into the darkness as a shark, as a Pisces. Look at it as an opportunity, you to go ahead and shine the light where the darkness is. Look at it in that way. check facts, check situations, check things that goes on. Of it is what it is, not what you want it to be. So on Tuesday, that energy is gonna be kind of like a continue to be, but it's gonna be a little different way. You're gonna be triggered by your limitations. What I mean by that is the T square that was towards Mercury. Right now, the T square is gonna be towards Saturn. Your limitations, your limited beliefs, your limited situations, your fears, your darkest fears in you. Are you gonna be up to the challenge to face them? Are you gonna get this power of you to seek inspiration and manipulations at the same time and determine it what you need to change? You, yourself, others, or you within yourself about others. It's all about you. But the buttons is gonna be pushed, it's gonna be pressed. Okay? So be mindful about these energies. Um, on Tuesday, that energy is gonna be changed. So on Wednesday, the moon is gonna move to Sagittarius, and here will be that kind of like you want to express everything to everybody around you, to tell things, to talk to people around you, but at the same time you feel like, should I say things that I don't want to say, but they're the truth? That square between that is a three-quarter moon square, between um, the moon and the sun. We are learning this lesson about the new ways because we had the new moon in Aquarius, and we had a full moon at a Leo. Now it's a three-quarter moon at Sag, where you have to explain things, you do things, but there's going to be a restrictions. What was your restrictions? Your emotions, your vibrations, things that you see, things that you feel, and you feel like you have to keep it inside of you, the secrets, okay? But the moon is in Sagittarius. That is about expression. I mean, the most painters, writers, um, journalists, they're in there. They're Sagittarius. Expression. But some things you have to keep hidden, right? Your secrets. Do you really have to keep your secrets and let your secrets ruin your life? Or are you just gonna outgrow yourself? That is a whole another ball game we are talk about here. And that is between your ego, which represents the sun and Pisces, and the moon and Sag. What are you going to do? Are you going to go ahead and use the sextile between the moon and I'm talking about this blue line right here, and then you go ahead and see your visions of what you need to fix. Okay, so on Thursday the moon is still in Sagittarius. Now you're suppressing your growth. You're suppressing the visions that you got. And you're like, I saw the visions, I feel the visions, but I'm not gonna change. My stuff are more important to me. Everyone who is a Sagittarius out there, they know what I'm talking about. My money, it's my money, but I can have your money, right? Every Sag has this little thing. Is like, hey, I can borrow your thing, but yeah, guys, what I'm talking about. Some of you Sagittarius are laughing. Is like, gosh, yeah, it is what it is. You might don't understand that you're doing this, but this is in your nature. That's what it is. You're the fire. You're the things. But now, during this period, okay, we have a sextile towards Mercury and Saturn. Now you're kind of like ready to kind of like a crossing over, but this is the shadows of the doubt because from Uranus, we are having squaring Saturn and Mercury this time. Boom. Who do you need to talk to? Yourself. You have to inspire yourself, not manipulate yourself. You have to use this inspiration to reach your highest potential inside of you about this changes. Get up. Get up and get going. So on Friday, the moon, it's coming to Capricorn. She's come back there. Now we have four planets again in the Capricorn. It reminds you about this growth. Hey, you have to be a professional. Stop being a jackass. Stop being stubborn. Stop being fearful. Be a professional. To yourself, to everybody. Be real. It is what it is. You may think, you may feel, but we have it. Yes, I have it. It is what it is. I have it. It's here. I holding it. That's what it is, what it is. That's what it is. It's the part of Capricorn. I got it. I have it. I can supply it. I'm the doctor. I'm coming to help. I am the firefighter. I'm coming to put the fire out. But I am present here now. I am in service. Are you in a service with yourself? Are you serving to yourself? Or are you serving to something else? Do you serve to your higher self? Do you serve to the universe? Are you a public servant? Those are just the questions about your relationships with you. So, as I state, the moon, it's gonna come, and during those hours, she's gonna be moving up and to join Mars and Venus. As you see it, Mars and Venus like a 1 degree. Mars is going ahead, but Venus is catching up to Mars, and they're dancing this masculine, feminine energy. This masculine energy fights within you, and all of a sudden you get this beautiful synchronizations of perfections inside of you, and you're like, what is going on? What is this energy comes in? I feel so good. I can just go to sleep. That's what comes from. That it is the peace between the warrior and the love princess. That's what this is. And now as the moon is coming and joining them, this energy is going to be focused there, on that. It's going to have a nuclear vision. It's going to have a growth because the trine that it's between the moon and Uranus, it's like the universe says, like, I'm supporting, I'm supplying this energy, I'm supplying this focus, this vibe for this. It's up to you what you're going to do with it. I'm waiting for your actions. I'm going to test you, but I'm giving you what you're going to learn. Are you going to perform? And we're going to have until March 3rd to perform. It is what it is. So on Sunday, the moon is going to be passing by, and it's going to come back into a Aquarius, kind of like, okay, I complete the cycle, and now I have to do something. I have to take a new pattern. I have to do a different way. I see all those patterns in my life, and if I keep doing the same thing, I will get the same result. If I don't change, I will repeat the lessons again. Do I really want to repeat the lessons again? And that is going to be the energy next Sunday. What are you going to do with this? How are you going to deal with this? And we are having a Mars and Venus union coming close to Pluto, and that beautiful energy of the sextile with Neptune is like, take a look what you have to get out of your system. What do you need to get it out? Your codependency, your toxicity, or all your dark stuff, or all your light stuff that are way too much. Because it doesn't matter if it's a light or dark. If it's too much, it's too much. You gotta have a balance. Balance. And that's why when these things comes in, we're talking about this energy that I was telling you, it's gonna be tested. It's gonna begin to feel the test. It's coming. What are you going to do within you? Because the change of the age of Aquarius is you to change first yourself before you change out there. It's about you. Always been about you, not somebody else. Always been about you. And if you look at it in more depth, there was this spiritual inner child in you. Not your inner child as a psychology, as a three-dimensional thing. I'm talking about your spiritual inner child inside of you that poked you, that tells you, hey, look there. Look what is interesting. Look what's going on. Did you find your spiritual inner child yet? Yes or no? Uh-huh. Yeah, somebody asking you a question. Do you, what are you talking about? It's coming up. You'll get it. So, guys, this is all about right now. Thank you so much for watching the astrology report. And guys, just be love. Work on yourself. And I'll see you next week.